A very warm and welcoming hello to everyone who is watching. After one complete month of drawing my little octopus Octavia, I am back with another doll now. By the way, if you want to, you can look up all the comics and drawings I made of Octavia on my Instagram. End of shameless self-promotion. So let's talk about this lovely rerouted hat you see on your screen right now. The hat is from a Barbie, and the hair that I rooted was from the German dollar store. It was like, clip-in extensions for humans. And I thought, let's try it out. I tried it with the other fancy girl with the black hair, and it went well. But yeah, I had to find out that it isn't too much in love with being curled or braided and, yeah, getting wavy from that. So the braiding part is quite useless, but I left it in because I need to talk to you. Then it was time for the repainting part, and yeah, the standard repainting stuff using chalk pastels and watercolor pencils. I drew on her features, and yeah, with every layer of MSC, it became more detailed. What can I say? It's magic. It's the same in every video about repainting and all. Surprise, surprise. Though nearly all of my repaints are quite the same. The only difference is in the shape of the eyes, but all the blushing and stuff like that most of the time is the same. I think I have to get a little bit more creative in the future. But because of that, yeah, you already know the deal. Layering and layering of colors until you get what you want. The only mildly different thing I did this time was that I used a flip-flop nail powder in the end for a little bit of eyeshadow and the lips. And yeah, I just used it at the on the last two layers because most of the time, as soon as you spray MSC over it, the flip-flop effect goes away. So I just use it a tiny little bit on the second to last layer, and then on the last layer, and sometimes a little bit after that when I don't put MSC on again. But there you always have the problem that it could get away everywhere. So be careful. And that already wraps up the repaint portion of this video, where I wasn't able to explain anything because I was too busy with talking about how everything I did is nearly the same as in other repaints. Isn't it fun to watch my videos? So let's talk for a moment about the dress. On the last fancy girl I had this mermaid style dress and thought, why not make a series about different dress shapes? And that was why I decided to make this time a ball gown. And for that I used mainly organza, and the cool thing about organza is you don't really have to hem it. You can just burn the ends. Of course, it requires to be quite careful, but it works nice. And to cover everything up, I then just sew some ribbon, some satin ribbon onto it, and then I cut the different layers for the dress, and I decided that it needed a lot of layers. So this whole thing of organza was, I think, 9 meters, and I used all of it, which is quite a lot of fabric for a small doll. And the 3 top layers all got some rhinestones on them. First I tried this, because these were hotfix rhinestones, with this device that you see. Later I used an iron again, because it was quite time consuming. A very small piece of organza was left, and that was the base for the skirt, and to that I attached all the layers and rows of ruffles that I had. And yeah, I really just winged everything. It was not that accurate or that precise. I just pinned everything down because there will be a lot of layers. Just the top layers, the 3 ones with the rhinestones, I gathered in front before I attached them, and then just put them on too. So in the end I had, I think, 7 or 8 layers of the organza material. And of course every layer of the skirt was sewn onto the base individually. Yeah, and with that the skirt was basically done, and I needed something as a top. And yeah, I was in the mood for just making a corset-like top, and for that I used some nude fabric, covered it with 2 layers of the organza, and then just sewed the darts close, and to get a bit more of a corset effect, I used the satin ribbon again and covered the seams with it. And yeah, with that it was finished. I just attached it to the skirt and closed the skirt in the back, and we had a dress! Surprise, surprise! I'm so bad at explaining what I do. Doesn't matter. The next thing was giving her some lashes, and while I was on it I thought, why not glue some rhinestones in the corners of the eye. And first I thought, yeah, put it in the inner corner, because watching Nikki tutorials taught me that you need a little highlight in the center or in the inner corner. Yeah, on the doll size it looked totally strange, so I removed them again and glued them back on at the outer corner of the eye. I'm so totally confused. And yes, maybe planning ahead would have prevented me from doing this and having glue on the inside of the doll's face. But anyway, it worked. After everything was dry, I cut the lashes to size, and yeah, then I removed the hair burrito and opened the braids, and was completely underwhelmed by the look of the braids or the look of the hair. I thought it would make it a little bit more like, yeah, beach waves or something like that. But it did nothing at all. Then I styled her, I gave her her headband and put the hair to the back, or some strands to the back, and braided them again. And was so completely unhappy that I decided, if the hair wants to be straight, let's have it straight. And took out my hair dryer and just, yeah, get rid of everything that was mildly wavy. So, as I mentioned in the beginning, the whole part with using these, or with the whole part with the braids was completely unnecessary. Things you do, things where you fail. And then it was only putting the head back on the body, and with that, she was done. I think she turned out quite nice. Looks quite good together with her friend. Let's say these two girls are friends. And I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see us on another day. Bye.